Hi everyone and welcome to Brick Arena. In this video I'm going to be giving you my top tips of things to check when buying sets for parting out on Bricklink. So here we go with tip number 1, how to get the part out value for the set that you're interested in. So on Bricklink, go to my store and click on part out. Now in this section you'll see a little piece of text here that says part out value. Click on that, and then on the right hand side of the screen here there are some fields that allow you to select the part out value. Now in this particular case I'm going to be using this set, which is 75972. So let me put 75972 in here, and I have two choices. I can price based on the selling the minifigures as a whole minifigure, or I can get a value based on the actual minifigure component parts, as if I was going to split the torso, the legs, the head, etc. Now I always leave on these check boxes down here for extra parts and to include instructions. I never include the box. All my boxes just get thrown away. There is really no value in selling a box. The other thing I do is I break any sets that are in a set. So sometimes you get a set that has multiple kind of sets or constructions in it. We just want to break it down to the lowest level component part, with the exception of the minifigures. So I click on get value, and then this now gives me the value of the set. So based on the average 6-month sales of this set, the current value of this is £55.22. Now I bought this set for £15. So if I look at that as a value, I would be saying 15.22 divided by 15. That gives me a part out ratio of 3.68, which is really, really good. You want to be looking for a part out value of 2.5 or above. A lot of people these days try and go for a 3 times part out, but that's not always possible in the UK. I know I do hear that on a lot of American sites, but they typically get 50% discounts or more even in a lot of the Walmart stores. Quite often the discounts that we see in the UK are more around the 33% mark, something like that. So 3.68 times the value is pretty good, and that's what led me to pick up some of these sets. Now this also shows you the current sales average of parts that are currently for sale, and you can see that that's actually a higher value, so it's 63.15. Now if this were significantly lower than the 6-month average, I'd be a little bit concerned, but I'm really not in this case. So that's how you check the part out value of a set. Now do keep in mind that you'll only have the option to check the part out value of a set if you're recognized as a seller on Bricklink already. If you've only got a buyer account, you probably don't see this option to part out. Now that leads us on to tip number 2. So the next thing I would do is I'd want to be doing some analysis on the minifigures that come in the set. The minifigures can often be the highest value items in the set, and particularly when a set's new, there's a lot of interest in minifigures for that set, and they typically sell for a higher price at that time. So let's have a look at what minifigures there are in this set. So I'm going to do a search for the set 75972 Dorado Showdown. Let's go look at this particular set, and we can see that it has 3 minifigures in it. So that's not bad. You know, a set of this size is typically always going to consist of around 3 to 4 minifigures. And what you want to be looking for are, you know, the value of these minifigures, first of all. So here are the 3 minifigures. You can go into each of these and look at the price guide for them. So the average selling price for this particular figure at the moment is just over £3. You can see that the average price on sale at the moment is almost £4, so almost £1 higher than the last 6 months average. Now, of course, you need to use your judgment whether these averages are accurate. You know, the lowest value here is just under £3, but going right up to double that across the price range here. Now, so have a look at the minifigures. Have a think about, you know, are they licensed minifigures? Are they popular minifigures? For instance, you know, Star Wars figures, things like superheroes are always popular. So have a think about what the minifigures actually are. So let's have a look at some of the others. Again, around the £3.40, so £3.5 mark. And then let's have a look at the last one, a little lower at 226. Now, personally, I always or often sell my minifigures through eBay. So what I would do as a check as well is I'd be looking at eBay, and I'd put in the same set number, which is 75972. And I'd be looking first of all at what minifigures are currently on sale. So here's one of the minifigures, and look at the price difference here. You know, so now admittedly these haven't for sale and have not been sold, so we'll get onto that in a minute. But you can see a significant difference in the prices on eBay versus those on Bricklink. You know, again, this one that we looked at here for sale for £8.49. And is currently on Bricklink at around £3. Now that doesn't mean that they've actually sold at that price. So I'll often go to the advanced settings in eBay and I want to look at the sold items only. So I want to check what is sold and what value have they sold for. So let's go down. Here's the Reaper, which is sold for £6.99. Plus postage, remember. Now, when I often sell my minifigures on eBay, I include free postage, so that's really £7.99 in terms of what I would be listing the minifigure for. So that's pretty good. And again here, £5.57, but again plus postage. But notice that this is from France, so you need to also think about the location that you're based in. So I'm in the UK, so I want to be looking for competition in the UK because that's typically where people are going to be buying from. And again, we see the Reaper here at £7.99, £6.84, McCree at £8.97, and again some of these are Australia, not the UK. So it seems like on eBay there's not an enormous amount for sale and not a lot being sold. So use that as part of your analysis of whether you think the minifigures in the set are good, high value minifigures that are going to sell. Now, another thing that I would often check when I'm doing my analysis is whether there are any new parts in the set. So for this, I'm going to use set 21319, which is the Friends Central Perk set. So let's have a look in here. And we can see that there are 1042 parts in this set. So if we go in here, and then we can click on this new items section, we can see in here that there are lots and lots of new parts in here and new minifigures. And that usually gives me a relatively high level of confidence that there's going to be quite a bit of demand for these new parts. These might be new colours, new prints, new molds, and often these will go for a relatively high value. Some interesting new parts and prints in this particular set with the piano keys here. I'm sure they would be popular in lots of mocks, and some other nice pieces like this different dark green lamppost or support. So lots of nice new parts in this particular set. Really brings me a high level of confidence that this is a good set to be parting out. Now, the last thing that I'll sometimes check when I'm looking at whether I should buy a set or not is I look at whether I've got many of those parts in my inventory already. So I'll go to my store, inventory, go down to the bottom of the screen where it says parts from set. And I'll put in 75972. In this case, I'm using the Dorado Showdown example again. And again, I'm choosing parts and whole minifigs, and then I'll hit go. And what that is going to do is it's going to show me a list of all of the parts in my inventory that exist in the Dorado Showdown set. So I need to think, do I want more of those parts? Are they good parts? Are these parts that maybe haven't moved in a long time? So what I can see here is I have 88 different parts from this set. Now, you need to be careful with your lots a little bit. Now, I combine all my lots. If you have multiple lots for the same part, then maybe this is giving you a little bit of a false indicator. But typically for me, this is showing that I have 88 of the parts from the Dorado Showdown already in my stock. And I can look at the summary of that if I want a better breakdown to show me how that sold over the last 6 months and what the value of those parts are. So I find this useful as a decision point. Do I want more of that stock or not? So there we have it. I hope you found these tips useful. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button now to keep abreast of all future content from the channel. Now, in the next video, I'm going to be showing you how I use my iPhone to simplify this process and check all of these same tips much more quickly when I'm out in the field, in my supermarket or wherever, and I need to quickly check on discounts. That video will be coming up very soon. So that's it for now. Bye for now.